Hi, I'm Ashwini from Vivriti Foundation. I have here with me Mr. Todd Vickers, who is from Santa Cruz, California. Todd has authored 3 books: The Paradox of Self-Realization, Truth Like Fire, and his latest release, The Relevance of Kabir. We often think capacity and potential are the same, but Todd here has a different view about it. Let's find out. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Ash.
So, when I read your book, you say capacity and potential are two different things. Can you explain how?
Yeah. It's easy to confuse these things because they certainly do overlap. I may have a capacity to learn a new language, but I can't speak it. I have the potential to speak it, but I have the capacity right now. So this is what I mean when I say capacity versus potential. I mean that a capacity is right now, and potential is future-oriented. And I think the distinction is important because we have capacities for a lot of things right now that we don't recognize. Those capacities, both creative and destructive, seem hidden because they exist outside of the habitual way that we conceive of ourselves. We actually abandon responsibility by not acknowledging our capacities. The future orientation of the word potential can mislead us. If we talk about our capacities as potential, it removes them from here and now. Let's remember we can instantly change our whole lives just like that, for good or bad. For example, we could get up from this chair right now, go south, change our names, and never look back. It's totally within our capacity to do that right now. It's important we not be blind to this kind of power. How often after some destructive behavior or emotional outburst have we heard someone say, "Oh, that wasn't me," or "That's not like me"? This is one of the dangers I wish to expose. The avoidance of responsibility by just stating the behavior is beyond how we know ourselves. This is being blinded by a self-concept, and it's an excuse that would not satisfy any competent judge.
We have this idea of self, and then there is this capacity thing. So, is idea of what we are, like I relate myself with a company or with a person, that's my idea of self. Say for example, and that's limiting my ability to think of what's my capacity right now.
Well, when we habitually think about ourselves, we imagine that our capacities exist inside those limits of that imagined self. But that's not true. And if you think about it, how you knew yourself when you were a kid, and how you knew yourself when you were a teenager, and how you know yourself now, you had all kinds of ideas about what you were capable of. Many of those ideas were based upon the past. And we don't want to bind ourselves in that prison. We have a capacity for much more. If we look at the whole human race, consider the difference between the relations of the sexes 100 years ago and today. I think that our ancestors had the capacity to do what we do today. If they were born today, it would probably be quite easy. But for them to view what we do every day, what we take for granted every day, the way women act today, it would be almost inconceivable. We shouldn't have to wait 100 years to have access to those capacities if they exist right now. I'm not saying ideal. I mean, they exist right now, simply beyond the horizon of our expectations. Even today, if an able-bodied woman were to ask herself, what she's capable of in this moment, without changing a single thing, the answer would be vast. And if we focused only just on the narrow capacity for physical affection, the consideration would frighten so many people because the results would exist far beyond what we commonly conceive of women. And this is probably what it would look like us today to our ancestors 100 years ago. The same example also applies to men. One of the dangers is if we remain blind to these capacities, in some moment of excitement or abandon, they can emerge impulsively and destructively. Why not hold our capacities consciously with the courage of an explorer? Let us be open to new experiences and discovery that we can share if we are not violent, coercive, if we're not reckless or deceitful. Just think of how much room that leaves for us to play in, where it's just about discovery. And then we can explore this vast realm that we actually live in, not only beyond the limits of custom, but beyond the horizon of our own expectation.
Thank you, Todd. You have invited us into your caravan of discovery. If you like our videos, like us here and subscribe for more videos. For more information about Vivriti, thank you. www.vivriti.org. Thank you.